I was born in the middle of an era in the Dominican Republic. There was a lot of crime, people being killed. That was our reality. My mom used to work in a factory. She was making back in the 90s, like $1 a day. I didn't eat for days. In fact, there were days that I could only eat a cookie because that was all we could get. I do remember going to the streets to sell juice and empanadas. We couldn't eat it because that was the only money to pay the place where we worked. To my shame, I wanted to be a gang member. This guy selling drugs in my neighborhood had nice clothes and nice sneakers and nice shoes. And every day I was on the streets looking for cardboard to put it inside my shoes in order to walk. But the one thing that I learned to be was to be aggressive and to fight. You learn to hide your emotions. There was so much trauma and there was so much brokenness in my life. And my mom said, the reason we're in poverty is because there is not a man at home. When I got into the Compassion Center, I was 7 years old. It was my house. The church was like a house where I felt safe, where I had food. But I don't want to portray the nice story that things started to change immediately. I was fighting in the center for 5 years. I gave them all reason to keep me out. The worst fight happened when I was 12. I was buying something to eat outside of the center, and another boy came and pushed me. I punched him into the sidewalk, and immediately his eyes got open and his mouth. And so he ended up in a coma. I was taken to the Compassion Center director, and I was sitting there crying. I knew the end was coming. She took my face off and she looked at me and she said, Jonathan, why you fight? You don't have to fight. We love you. And that's the moment that I started reflecting on the path that I was taking. By the grace of God, my friend woke up from the coma. What I rightly deserved was to be kicked out of the Compassion Center, and they didn't do it. The same way Jesus died on the cross without us deserving any grace at all. That was the gospel right there. And that's the turning point in my life. After getting baptized, it's when I got many opportunities. There were godly men who portrayed me the humble heart of Christ. They saw the material for a leader to be made. I got the opportunity to join Compassion. It was a blessing to me. Right now, I serve with Compassion International as manager of supporter engagement, but I also work in the form of public relations for Compassion here in the DR. I believe God brought me to Compassion to educate people who could have a voice for those children without hope, to understand that this is beyond sponsorship itself, but it is about helping local churches in need to be what God wants them to be. and the church to be the church, spreading hope not only for the children that God has allowed us to serve, but the many, many more children that we're not serving right now. I am a testimony on how hope spread to me. Now is the time to give to others.